Teenage terror is on the rise, but this time it's young girls joining the fight alongside Islamic extremists. The latest, two Austrian teenagers, one just 14 years old, and many believe they're being inspired by this dangerous duo. Samra and Sabina, two young girls who serve as a recruitment tool on social media. And this problem, not limited to European countries. Just last week, a 19-year-old from Colorado pleaded guilty to charges claiming she tried to join ISIS. What do kids see in these violent jihadists? Mike Baker is a former CIA covert operations officer and president of Diligence LLC. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good morning.
I mean, this just, it sounds unbelievable, right, when we see these videos that we saw from Vice, where they look like, I mean, they're slaughtering innocent people, anybody who doesn't agree with them religiously. What on earth would make a teenager want to join this group? Yeah, what on earth makes teenagers do half the things that they do? I mean, I would be here all day long trying to explain that. I've got a daughter who's made it through the teenage years and luckily never found any attraction in terrorism. This is a bizarre story, but what it does is it highlights in a very unusual and very strange way the overall recruitment effort of the Islamic State and really of Al-Qaeda that's been going on for years and years, using social media, using chat rooms, using blogs. And what are they doing? Well, they're reaching out. They're trying to influence Westerners in any way possible. And you're talking about disaffected, easily influenced, impressionable individuals. Now, you know, is the U.S., is the intel community, are we worried about teenagers necessarily of this sort? You know, not so much, unless you're talking about a theoretical picture of what the Islamic State is trying to accomplish. Well, it's planting the seed, if nothing else, too, right? Well, it's planting the seed, but I mean, what we're most worried about is what has been a successful effort, whether you're talking about here in the U.S. or in England or in France or in Germany or elsewhere in North Africa, to reach out to the disaffected amongst the large Muslim communities that exist outside of the Middle East. Right. Well, there's a new CIA report out saying that the numbers have reached 30,000, that ISIS is 30,000 strong now, and that some 2,000 of those are Westerners. So that's quite mind-boggling as well. What do we do to combat this? They seem to be social media masterminds. What can our intelligence community do to stop it? Right. Well, I mean, we don't want to pin the label of Lex Luthor on these guys just yet in terms of their ability to reach out and deliver a message. They have been successful. You're talking about, you know, upwards of 1,000 perhaps French citizens, 300 to 400 Germans, you know, maybe 500 British, several dozen here in the U.S. But it's a very complex problem. What can we do? We can be very proactive in our efforts to identify, track, monitor those individuals, you know, here in the States and with our allies who have either become involved or have traveled. That's great, but it doesn't solve the bigger picture. Right. To do that, what we need is a comprehensive effort, which has never happened by the Muslim community, to counter this message, to do their own outreach program. Yeah, rather than be a silent minority. Right. All right, Mike Baker, thank you so much. We're going to have to leave it right there. We'll be back in